Welcome to Live from Western New York, and our leadership team is going to be on the screen in a moment. And we have obviously Kathy and Lou from Rochester. Good morning.
Morning.
We have Matt Whitehead from Buffalo and Ken Winowski from First Priority Mortgage. Good morning, everyone. And again, we have our guest speaker on today, Leah Gibbons. And I'll introduce Leah in just a moment. But before we do that, I'd like to welcome the new agents from Howard Hanna that have joined us in the last 30 days, some within the last week. And so welcome to our newest Howard Hanna real estate agents. Welcome to Live from Western New York. I hope you're all on the call this morning for some really great information to kick off the year. Welcome, welcome. We have some stats to get started this morning. And many of these stats are in the market share report. I'm not going to get into them too much in depth because we want to, focus on Leah's presentation today. But these are stats that you can get on our dashboard under market share. And it's great information to share at both a buyer and a seller presentation. And if you haven't gone on it, please take a moment to, step into a class on it or check in the, on our trainings, on our YouTube trainings online, or reach out to your manager, your branch manager to walk you through how to compile this information, because this is great info to take on a listing appointment or buyer appointment to share with people, to share with the consumer before you meet with them where we stand in the market, and to share our success and how it could benefit them in the long run to work with a top realtor who's well educated, that has skill in negotiating in a competitive market. So here's the Rochester stats. And next we have the Buffalo stats. I love that we've been number one in the luxury market, over 750,000 price range for a very long time, which, if you're on a listing appointment, hey, you want to share that information. Again, you're working with a buyer who's looking for that price point to let them know that we do control that market is a great market stat to share with the consumer. But without further ado, and here's the screen on Lala Point and the tool that you can use. And again, 7 ways to promote and share the #1 news with your clients and your customers. You can go on to this obviously and pull this information a little bit later, but incorporate it into your Hanna presentation, incorporate it into your, listing and your buyer presentation, great information. So as I was starting to say, without further ado, we want to introduce Leah because she has an abundance of information to share, a couple of different categories. So please stay on the call. And Leah is a senior vice president with Howard Hanna, but more importantly, she's our chief marketing officer. So she has so much great info. Here's her bio very quickly. You can take a glance at it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the intro, but Leah, I'm going to turn it over to you because you have such great information to share. And so you have the floor, my dear. Welcome to Western New York.
Thank you, Charlene. Good morning, Western New York. I am excited to be with you this morning. I've had a lot of coffee, so buckle up because we're going to go through some different info. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me 1 second. And can you all see my screen? Okay, cool. Hold on, let me get into slideshow. So I wanted to talk with you about what you can do to finish the year strong. So I think there's a few different things that we can do that we kind of don't think about all the time. And this is a really good time now with 2 months left in the year, because we're almost at the end of October, on how we can really maximize our effectiveness and tee up business for next year. So first thing I'm thinking of is re-engaging leads. So you all have leads in your CRM. You probably don't know this, but I'm going to show you where they are. So we have leads that come through all of our lead sources, and I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to share this presentation with everyone, so it'll walk you through all the steps and what you need to do to re-engage your leads. So leads that you've gotten through our event management platform. So that's Spacio. or any leads you've gotten through Real Scout, or leads you've gotten through Engage, or leads you've gotten from Buy Side Percy. All of those are collected in your CRM, in Engage. And sometimes they just sit there because people don't know that they're there and they don't know what to do with them. So I had our digital team build a new little campaign. It's a campaign, an e-card that will go out every 2 weeks, and there are 4 of them. So it'll cover you for November and December in just re-engaging these leads that you've had. Maybe someone asked you about a price, maybe someone asked you about an HOA fee on a property, and they came through as a lead and they're just sitting there. So we want to kind of re-engage them. So the first thing we have to do is go into our Engage, and you go into your dashboard, and then you go into campaigns. And in campaigns, you're going to add a campaign from the library, because this is a brand new campaign we just did last week. So we're debuting it to you, Western New York. You're the first ones to hear about it. So you're going to find this lead re-engagement. If you can see where my arrow is right now, it's called lead re-engagement, and you're going to click add from library. So then once you add from library, you see the lead re-engagement is right there, and you click add to campaigns. Remember, I'll give you the step-by-step. I just want to walk you through it in case you're really familiar with Engage and doing this. Then you're going to get a green pop-up window that says lead re-engagement's been added to your campaigns and is awaiting setup, meaning now you can go add all the people in that you want to put on this particular campaign. So you're going to go back to, I always say, people, my people. So if you've ever been in Engage, everything you do is people, my people. So you're going to go under people to my people and select that. And then you're going to go into filters. This is the thing where if you're not using filters, often you won't see where all of your lead sources are. So you want to select filters, and then it's going to bring up all the lead sources that you have. So this is a sample from an agent's dashboard, and they have 304 people in Spacio, 122 in lead tracks. So lead tracks is coming through. That's your howardhanna.com. That's the mobile website. All that stuff is going into lead tracks. Anything that you got from One Cavo, that all shows up there. Then Real Scout, there's person's got 901 people in Real Scout, and then 25 in Quantum Digital, meaning they did some trigger marketing. And so they have 25 people there. So that's a lot of people that are just sitting there that we want to try to re-engage. So we are going to select all of these lead sources. Now, if you only want to do one, if you only say, look, Leah, I only want to connect with the people I met at an open house or met at a community fair, and they signed in on my Spacio, those are the only people I want to connect with, I say, select them all. Let's see what they're doing. So you want to select all of those lead sources. So you're going to check all the ones that are displayed, and then click apply, which is down here at the bottom. Then you're going to, it's going to show up under your people. With this one, we're only showing that we're sending it to Spacio. So it's showing that all 304 people in that group have been selected. So now we're going to go in to add to. So we're going to add that group to the campaign. So we click under add to campaigns. And then we select the campaign that we want. Now remember, we added this campaign, so it's lead re-engagement. Now there's all different kinds of campaigns in there. Maybe you want to put them on the Hannah holiday campaign. That one is a combination of the Catholic and the Jewish holidays. Maybe you want to put them on seasonal maintenance, but this is where you do that when you have people that you want to add to a campaign. So this one we want to do, it's just lead re-engagement. And that, once you do that and you click done, that's it. That's all. So I know it seems like a lot of steps. I mean, you're basically adding the lead re-engagement campaign to your library, going and selecting all of your lead sources, and then subscribing them to the lead re-engagement campaign, and it automatically goes out there for you. Now, what we'll do, we have this set up to run the next 2 months, but then we'll add some more things into it for next year so that it can automatically still connect with these people. And this is a great thing to ask people, are they still interested? Are they still in the market to either buy or sell a home? Do they have people that they know that are looking to buy or sell a home? Every time I do something like this, and I have a class where we actually test this system, they get responses back from people. So it's just amazing. And these are groups of people that you have set up in your campaigns that you're not even aware of. So go in, there are people that reached out at one point, and it's great to reach back out now, re-engage them and see if they are in the market to buy or sell. Okay, so aside from the leads that are sitting there, our leads in our dashboard that are sitting there, what else can we do? So this is the time of year when you build your social capital. Social capital is the goodwill and good relationship that you have with your sphere. So you want to take months to connect with them and foster goodwill, not just always talk about real estate. Although, as we know, the conversation always turns to real estate. So how can we build social capital right now in November and December with our sphere? So one thing you can do is you can host a collection event in your community. So there's tons of different things that people will do. Maybe you have a local food pantry and they have a list of items that they're in need of, and you can reach out to your sphere and be a collection site. You can do the collection site at your home. You can do the collection site at your office. You can offer to go and pick up items on people's porches that they can just set out. For example, where I live, we do something called Coats for Kids, and we collect gently used coats, and then they're all dry cleaned and given back out to children to help them stay warm during the winter. So I send something out to my sphere and I say, hey, it's time to clean out those closets. Anything that you're getting rid of, put on your porch, send me a quick text. I'll come by and pick them up. So all of those different things that you can do to reconnect with your community and to do something to help those people in your community. So think about it. If you're doing a food drive, when you're having an open house, you can ask people to bring their donations with them. Put that on your social media, encourage them to do that. You can send special invites to the neighbors and let them know that's what you're doing. And if they have something to drop off, they can. Sometimes there are toy drives that are happening this time of year as well. So tie into something that means something to you, that speaks to you, whether it's a pet shelter or it's a toy drive or a food pantry or collecting coats. There's something that all of the groups in our communities can benefit from. Have an open house at your personal residence. So for me, I used to do this with the coat drive and have everyone in my neighborhood stop by my house. I'd set up like a little hot chocolate bar, even though like now it's 70 degrees. So I don't know, it might have to be a nice tea bar right now. But I would set something up and invite people to come in. I'd have some holiday cookies and just really make my home an open house for my neighborhood. You can do something in the office. So whether you're having them stop by at a particular time and drop off their things, it's just a really nice touch point with the community. And you can get your local schools involved as well. So whether you put a collection bin, talking to the principal to see if you can do that, and then inviting the classes to bring their donations in, and then offering a pizza lunch, a catered pizza lunch for the classroom that collects the most. That's a great thing to do as well. And you can send a letter on your Howard Hanna letterhead thanking all of the students for participating and thanking the school as well. Those local clubs that you have in your communities, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, all things like that, they're happy to participate as well. And every time you connect with people at the schools, in your neighborhood, your past clients, it's giving you opportunities to get face-to-face with people in a non-real estate way, but to remember you and that you're making an impact on the community and that you care about the communities where you do business. So really, that's what it's all about. One fun thing you can do is if the classroom or the local clubs are helping you, you can make them a little certificate that has your Howard Hanna logo on it, calling them good citizens, giving them a good citizen certificate, thanking them for whatever collection you were engaging in, and really letting them know, sharing the results with them. How much did you raise? How much did you donate? What were you able to do? People love to be a part of things that help their neighbors. So it's a great way for you to build that social capital in your community. Okay, so in addition to that, what else can you do? Well, you heard Helen talk about Halloween. Halloween is a great holiday for us to differentiate ourselves. So whether you're dropping off treats to past clients, or you're holding some sort of a pumpkin decorating contest, or you're passing out the full-size candy bars, you can order those wrappers that self-stick from the Bop Shop, but we also have a printable that you can download and print on your copy machine, and you can just tape it over the full-size candy bars as well. But you can host a coloring contest, do it on social. You can host a pumpkin decorating contest. That's really fun because people go all out when they're decorating their pumpkins, and then you put a hashtag on there. So hashtag Gibbons pumpkin patch, or hashtag Gibbons Halloween contest, or whatever you're doing. But you have people in your sphere take pictures and then post them and tag you. And then you have everyone on social that you know judge. Now, not the coloring contest. You would probably want to do that yourself. But for the decorating, the pumpkin decorating or things like that, it's really fun and people love it. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard, we've done snowman contests as well, and they're so fun. They're so fun. They'll put our little Howard Hanna signs out there too. People get really creative. So you can send out a mailer as well with including your own candy or a coupon for something. You know, you can buy those little coupons from McDonald's or something for a Sunday or whatever, and put those in and send something out that, buying or selling a home can be spooky, but working with the right agent helps avoid all the tricks and leads to the ultimate treat, a satisfied, happy client. So there's a lot of things you can do with Halloween, or as we like to call it, Hannoween, to connect with your neighborhood. What we do is we pass out the full-size candy bars with the wrappers, and we also have some adult beverages for the parents as they're coming by. So we like to hit both groups and make sure that we are seeing all of their costumes and seeing the neighborhood and really being a part of it. Okay, so now I've taken you through a donation, taken you through Halloween. Now, none of this stuff really costs you that much money. It's just time and effort. So what else can we do? Well, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is the ultimate time to say thank you. So whether you're writing a personal note and thanking your clients for their support, for their referrals, for trusting you with one of their largest transactions, or you're just calling people and saying thank you, and you want to catch up with what's new in their lives. Someone that you sold a home to this year, ask them what renovations and things that they've done. Ask them to send you photos. Make sure that you know that they helped you reach your professional goals this year, that their support meant a lot. So you want to give thanks to them, and then you also want to remind them about the opportunity for referrals. So you want to make sure that if they know of someone who's thinking of buying or selling, that it's top of mind that they contact you. Now, a lot of agents will use Thanksgiving as an opportunity to send things out to their spheres. If you do something, like some people do holiday gifts and things like that, I know a lot of agents that'll do pies. They'll buy pies, like Costco has really great giant pumpkin pies and they're not expensive. And they'll buy a ton of pies from Costco, or they'll buy them from a local bakery, and they'll invite their clients to stop by and they'll have a pie giveaway. So you just pull into the office, they'll run out and deliver you your pie for Thanksgiving. That's a really nice thing to do. But the most important thing, I think, is to write a personal note or pick up the phone and call them and thank them, because people don't do that. You know, what do you get in the mail now? All my junk stuff is in my email. It's not really in my mail. So when you get something that's personally addressed to you, you're excited. You want to open it up. And when someone's thanking you for your support and letting you know that you made a difference, it really makes you feel good. So use this time to re-engage your sphere, to connect with them. Okay. My favorite thing, I stole this idea from a speaker, years ago. I don't remember if it was Jared James or who it was, but it's this past client annual report. So think about your finances. If you have an investment portfolio, you get something from your wealth management person that tells you, look, here's where your investments are. Here's what's going on. Here's how they're performing in the market. We as real estate people need to be on the same level as those personal wealth managers that are saying, look, here's your real estate investment portfolio. Here's where it's valued. So when you take a report that you send to people, and you can do it of various different ways, guys. You can go into RPR, which RPR is my favorite. If you're not in RPR, you need to get into RPR. You can download a mini seller report for your clients, and it takes like literally 10 seconds to download this report. So you go in, you put the address, it's all branded to you. You download this report, you can email it out to people, or you can print it and mail it to them, or drop it at their home with a little note saying that you just wanted to let them know how their property values were performing, and if they've made any improvements to their home, to please call you so you can update your records, and that if they have any questions about real estate, that you're always available to help them. These are things that you should do routinely every year. So if you've never done it before, you can go back to all of your past clients and you can pick, you don't have to do it all in November and December, but you can pick letters of the alphabet or however you want to segment your sphere and just start doing it. Start sending them out. Like I said, you can download them and email them. You can leave them a voicemail message and tell them that you're sending it over. You can drop it off if you're in the neighborhood. Say you've got 10 past clients in a neighborhood, go that day. I mean, the weather's been great lately. Go out and walk that neighborhood and stick those in their mailboxes with a little note. Maybe you want to combine it with Halloween, put a little piece of candy with it for Halloween, but do something to update people, because this is a really important thing that you can do in your business to position yourself as a trusted advisor. And that's who you want to be. You want to be their client's trusted advisor. You want to let them know how their asset is doing in the market, let them know what's happening in their neighborhood and the market, and you should be updating them regularly with this information. So there are also some really good opportunities that I have for you on how you can take more control of your business next year. So let's be honest, sometimes business gets away from us. Sometimes we know about all these great things that we should be doing, but we just get busy and then things fall by the wayside. So what can we do now to set ourselves up for a really great year next year? Okay, I have just a couple things. Polish your listing presentation. Go over your listing presentation. So your listing presentation is when you're on stage. Is it really something that's impactful where you know you're going to walk away with that listing, or you just kind of doing the same thing you've always been doing for the last years? Because there's a lot of information for you to update. So do you include our market differentiators? Do you address all of the things that we do to connect with buyers in the marketplace? So that's Buy Side Percy, our Real Scout, our hot list, our Hannah Match, our free pre-approvals. Do you let them know that we know where the buyers are and that we can reach the largest buying audience because of all of these factors? Do you have a marketing plan? If you need a marketing plan, I can share one with you. It's a generic one I did from when I was a regional manager, and you've got to present a marketing plan. So you tell people, look, this is what I'm doing for you. And here's what we're doing. We're having waves of excitement that we're introducing your home to different audiences. We don't want to put everything out there at once and then sit there and wait for something to happen. We want to create waves of excitement in the market so that we bring about the best results for our sellers. Do you talk about your value prop and how you hold commission value? So it's not just the fact that our homes sell for more money than the market average because of our skill. We hold that value during inspections. We hold that value with appraisals. And at the end of the day, our seller nets more because of our skill and our expertise. Are you talking about that? Are you talking about our exclusive programs that remove obstacles from people's paths, like the money back guarantee, the buy before you sell, the cash guarantee? Are you talking about how we have all those resources and we have our partners at First Priority, that even if our buyer is using another lender, we've got that expertise that we bring to the seller so we can counsel the seller to make the best decisions for themselves. Those are all things we should convey in our listing presentation. And sometimes we just don't. We just kind of wing it and go with what we've always done. So take the time now to tweak that. Talk about it. Go in a conference room, sit in your car, go in a room in your house that's quiet and go through that listing presentation and practice it. Because the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel with it and the more excited your sellers are going to feel as a result of your preparedness. Okay, what's another thing that you can do that can be a game changer? Maximize the business generation platform. So I showed you in the beginning the slides that took us into Engage. Now, a lot of people are afraid of Engage. That's your CRM. They're afraid of it. But really start maximizing the open to close, Real Scout, and Engage. So anytime you have an open house or you're at a community event, you're doing anything where you're facing the community, use open to close to register people, because it automatically puts them in Real Scout and it automatically puts them in Engage to allow you to stay connected. And then once they're in Engage, just how we added them to the lead re-engagement campaign, sign them up for neighborhood news, sign them up for listing announcements, so that you're going to stay connected with them and re-engage them throughout the year at different points. And remember, timing's everything. So don't be afraid. Get your sphere list if you don't already have one added in there. Add it in, start getting your people subscribed, because it's like having a virtual assistant for you in the background, doing all that stuff, keeping you connected with your sphere. So it's a good time to practice if you haven't used those platforms before and really see the strength of the difference they can make for you. Okay, my last thing for you on how you can really make a difference is time blocking. Now, I'm going to be the first one to tell you I'm the worst when it comes to time blocking, but it's something we really need to do. If you take 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the afternoon each day, the first 20 minutes, I want you to spend time writing personal notes to your sphere. Did you drive by? Like, look at those houses that we just saw of the new listings. They had beautiful mums, pumpkins. Write someone a note. Say, I just went past your house and it looks beautiful. And really the pride of ownership that you share makes it so much easier for me to sell homes in the neighborhood. So thank you for showing such pride of ownership. Send them notes when you see something about their kids are in college, or someone just made the dean's list, someone got engaged, someone had a baby. Send notes. Anything you see on social that's happening in people's lives, use it as content to write a personal note. So that's the first 20 minutes of the day. You can really crank a few out if you buckle down and you're ready to do it. The second 20 minutes in the afternoon, make some phone calls. You were out showing houses, you were on a listing appointment, you went by a past client's house, it made you think of them, you wanted to reconnect and just see how they're doing. Remember this. Talk to them about Ford, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Those are things everybody loves. Now, you're not going to say, what are you dreaming about lately, Leah? No, you're going to say, hey, do you have any trips that are upcoming? What are you doing? What's going on with your family? How's everyone doing? What's going on at work? These conversations lead you into conversations about real estate and lead to referrals. So if you get yourself in the habit of blocking 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, you will really reconnect with everyone. You will feel better about your business, more in the loop, and you will not miss out on referral opportunities. So I know I crammed a lot in there, and I know we have things in the chat.
That was awesome. I'm getting texts from managers. I'm getting texts from agents, and I apologize. We scrolled past your intro so quickly, but I'm getting all these messages from people saying how incredible your presentation is, and they can't wait to go back and watch it and review it. But I do want to take a moment to let people know who you are. And so while it's not on the screen, I want to let everyone know that, again, that Leah has taken the position of Chief Marketing Officer of Howard Hanna. And it's quite obvious in listening to you that you've had so many roles within the company. You're a graduate of the Cleveland Marshall College of Law at Cleveland State University and Baldwin Wallace University, that you've been in the business since 1993. You've had many different roles within the company, including corporate director of advertising, sales, office manager. And during that time, your bio says that you developed a robust skill set that encompasses all sides of the real estate business. And you just proved that to all of us, including transactional management expertise, client-centric relationship building, which we heard in your presentation, and a strategic and targeted marketing approach to home sales through leveraging multi-generational marketing vehicles. And thank you for sharing all of that with us, Leah. That was absolutely incredible. I'm sure everyone agrees, and I'm sure we'll have many people go back and view the YouTube video, because we were getting a lot of that in the chat. So thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry if I went too long and cut anyone else's time, but there's so much we can do right now, guys, to connect with people and generate business. And I just want you to get out there and get engaged.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to hear from Ken Winowski from First Priority Mortgage. Ken.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to give props to Leah, because she's the one that told me the term marry the house and date your rate. So I want to give proper due. I'm stealing it, Leah. I'm using it everywhere, but
go for it, Ken.
This is my 1-minute manager speech. Real quick. I don't want to talk about purchasing a home, or I don't want to talk about how to get a mortgage. I want to talk about how to build net worth. And if every agent would have a conversation with people when they're showing them homes, or when they're listing their home, they're gonna share with them, I want to show you how to build your net worth. We've seen these slides in the past where a renter's net worth is $6,300. And this is from Keeping Current Matters and from the Federal Reserve. And the average homeowner's net worth is $255,000. These are national numbers. This just gives you a fact that if you're renting, and that's why these open houses are so busy, because renters want to build their net worth. Next slide. This was a survey that was done of what Americans rank as the best investment over the last 7 years. And this goes back to like 2020. 35% feel real estate's the best investment. 21% the stock market, 17% have said a savings account. I don't know who those 17% are because you don't make any money in a savings account. And 16% said gold, and go to their basement. They probably have gold somewhere. Go to the next slide. I always try to preach this because if you look at, this is a home, and I love this graphic in this slide because, and it's from 2018. Don't worry about it because it's actually higher now. But if you look at, if you owned a home for 5 years, your net worth would probably be $80,000 in equity just on the home because of the principal payments that you've made, that you've built. We've talked that rent is $2,500 a month. PITI, if it's 2,500, maybe 500 of that is going toward principal. You're building net worth and equity in your home. And if you look at, if you had a house for 30 years, so your step-up buyers, they have a tremendous amount of equity built up. We're probably at the highest levels in our whole country. And they also are the ones that are paying cash because they have so much equity built in their homes. So go out and build net worth by showing people that real estate is the best investment. And it doesn't, all of these charts didn't say, well, except if you bought it in October of 2000. No, it's a great time all the time. I want to introduce my friend, Lou Limo. He's going to give you education.
Well, thanks, Ken. That was some great stuff. And Leah, wow, if you didn't know how to prospect before you were on this call, you know now. So the information that we're going to share with you as far as education, our update as far as this week is our class blast. So we do have stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. Some of them are Zoom calls that you can jump right on, prospecting in your for personality and fair housing, contact management and engage, understanding mortgaging. That's going to be a really great class to understand what's going on in the mortgage world this week. Also working with buyers, create value for buyers, crafting presents. You can jump on these Zoom calls, for Fast Start at any point and any time. So, and again, we have the Ascend classes that have kicked off in Buffalo and Rochester. So we've been hearing some really great stuff about that. So keep up the good work. Understanding tax and assessments also coming up. Topics that they're going to be covering. Assessor adversity over advocate. So again, this is going to kick off in Buffalo on Wednesday, October 26th. Look for that. The time is 10 o'clock. Also, too, there's some things in there as Leah talked about as far as, that piece on, taking a look at your clients and reaching back out to them and going over some of these things that are important to them. We are the trusted advisors. So next week, what we're going to do is we're going to have a Halloween Zoom background contest on our Live from Western New York. Okay, we're giving away 5 $25 gift certificates to the Bop Shop for the best screen Halloween screen background. It can be spooky, it can be fun. It's whatever you want. We're going to take a look at that and we're going to pick those next week. And finally, we've got our quote of the day. Quote of the week. And again, I thought this tied in well, and I didn't even see Leah's presentation, and it was a ton of stuff, but the reward for work well done is the opportunity to do more. And I think when I saw this, it made me think about our referral business. It made me think about the fact that, we start our business planning in October and we start to look for the next year, but how do we get there, right? And I think we get there by always understanding you were only as good as our last deal. So what does that look like? And that looks like a referral-based business. So building your pipeline through referrals. So use the tools, keep top of mind. And I think that's a very important part of what we talk about on a daily and weekly. So again, I think that's all we have this week from Live from Western New York. Thank you guys all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next Monday.
Okay,
Have
thank
a good
you.
week, everyone.
Have a great
Thanks,
week.
everyone.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you, Leah.